Alright there, it's your mate Yorkie here. Trying something new to the channel, which will probably be a one-off, but if there's interest in it, it will go forward. Might do too, because this is the weekend, so... Anyway, this is Magic the Gathering Arena, an online version of Magic the Gathering. First played Magic the Gathering in the 90s. And it was online. Wasn't anything like this. Someone I knew online at the time from a talker got me interested in it, and I bought a few cards and a few booster packs and starter decks and so on, and played against him. At that time, I had to type everything in. Cards weren't represented like this. We had to keep asking each other what cards meant and so on. This was someone in a foreign nation. Some of these are. Here, it's all online, it's all graphical, and so on. Now, I've played Magic on and off since then, but very much mostly off. I came to Arena, or came back to Arena, a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago. Maybe 4. I don't think 4 though. No, probably 3. Partway through one of the releases they've done. And I put a few dollars in each month, not a massive amount. So I don't have all the cards that people have access to. You can earn cards, and that's what I do mostly. Go through the Mastery line, which is this, Mastery Pass. It's essentially like a game pass, a season pass, whatever. Or a battle pass, rather. You get points for winning games and so on. And just a few each month. Alright. So, right now they're doing the Lord of the Rings one. And for today, I have to play 30 white or black spells. Now, as I say, I don't have all the cards that everyone does, or that the best players do. Not by a long way. I also wouldn't call myself highly talented. Let's go. I have built a number of decks. Next one I'm going to try and play, Tricksy Little Hobbitses. Let me show you the deck. The idea of this deck is just to... again, I'm not a great deck designer. It's a tribal Hobbit deck. Or Halfling deck. I've got Frodo, Sauron's Bane, which can sometimes win me the game. Hobbits are not big. So... There's a little thing called Tempted by the Ring. If I can get that up to level 4, and I can hit with him, I win the game. Sam's Rescue gets me Tempted by the Ring, and returns a card from the graveyard if something's been destroyed. I can get food from her... sorry, not food. I can get mana from her, which helps cast spells. Gollum gets me Tempted by the Ring when it dies, and it can come back to life. Mogul Knife Wound is to kill enemy creatures. Meriadic Brandic Buck gives me food when a halfling's attack. Prosperous Innkeeper can give me food and treasure. Treasure is 1-off mana. Lothar Corrupt Sheriff kills or hits the opponent for a damage and gives me a treasure when they cast a second spell. And does it to me too if I'm not careful. Frodo Baggins, another halfling. Basically has to be blocked if he's the ring bearer, if it's possible to. Borrowed Time takes things away from the enemy. Rosie, if I get her, gives me food tokens and a boost to creatures when I create tokens. This is a kill that for enemy creatures, but also tempts me with a ring. This I haven't found a particularly useful. Thing at all, to be honest, Lobelia. Probably should come out. Smeagol can be very useful. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, your target opponent reveals creatures from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. That land card onto the battlefield tapped under your control, placed into the graveyard. So, get rid of things so they can't be used so easy. Inherited Envelope is for mana, for casting spells, and gives me Tempted by the Ring. Rabble Rousing. When my creatures attack, if I've got this there, it creates extra tokens for extra creatures coming in. And then we've got different mana here. Right, let's try it, shall we? Waiting for an opponent. I'll try and explain how a turn goes as we go through. Me, Yoki Chihuahua versus Carnitine. I have 2 lands here in my draw. I have no green, which not fantastic, but okay. These 2 lands enter tapped unless I've got 2 or more other lands. But I can live with that for now. It's not a great pull, but it is a reasonable one for now. It's a bad arc, in other words, stepping up in amount of mana each used each turn. But we'll see what happens. Play a land. It's untapped. I now have 1 black or white mana I can use each turn. He's played a white mana spell. White mana? Not spell, what am I talking about? I got 2 that I can't play without green mana here. He's white and green. He's going hobbits as well by the look of it. Samwise Gamgee. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token. Sack 3 food tokens. Turn target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. I haven't drawn any more mana, but I can do that. Ariadic Brandic book. He's also, that's one I showed you from mine. He's going to create food from every time. I am not getting land here. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to attack, see if he blocks. He didn't. But then he can send 4 back to me. However, what I'm actually going to do is play this out. Now, they're both legendary creatures of the same kind. Call them Patient Plotter. So when he comes in, I can only keep one of them. I keep that one. That dies. And I'm tempted by the ring, which goes on there. First time I'm tempted by the ring, your ring bearer is legendary, which already was, and can be blocked by creatures with greater power. Whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. That's a slight problem. And I am screwed here with mana. I'm completely mana screwed. This is not good. At this point, the likelihood is I'm going to lose. We'll see. It's maybe a mistake. He's coming in with 8, reducing me to 8 life. If you hit 0 life, you die. I can't block him. This turn, anyway. That's going to be fine. Yeah, this is going to keep popping it all up, and I can't do anything about it. Wow. That's it. Pretty much. And there is no point in even playing anything else, because at this point, I'm pretty much dead. Alright, this one was a failure. So a good game, and I drop out, because I know I can't recover from that. I got completely mana screwed early on. I couldn't play even 3 things. 3 mana spells. Now, look here. Are we? You'll see I have a little spreadsheet for how I'm doing on them. I play it off ladder. The ladder is more slightly more competitive. And I track wins and losses. I don't want to go on the ladder with anything that's less than 60. But you see, I've been reached 10. I have had 6 wins, and even though that was a loss, that's competitive enough to have a go on the ladder at least. To try it. I'll mark it for blue for later. I'll go on to another deck. Too many legs. I don't mind saying I enjoyed being beaten because, well, I lost fair and square. If it's a glitch or something like that, yeah, I'm not going to put a like. Too many legs is a spider-themed deck. I won't take you through the cards, but I'll show you as we go. This again is a bit of a mixed bag. It's 5 wins, 4 losses out of 9. Deathcap Glade needs 2. Got a swamp. I really need green out right away, so I'm going to play Deathcap Glade, even though it doesn't let me get anything out immediately. Oh, no I'm not. I'm going to play that. And that gives me Mirkwood Spider. It's Death Touch, which means if it manages to damage a creature, that creature dies. When Mirkwood Spider attacks legendary creature you control, gains Death Touch. That's not going to be relevant for me. I've only got 1 legendary creature in here, and it's already got Death Touch. Once he played Kite Sail, +1 and has flying. That might be an issue. All this has reach. Sorry, +1/+0. Kami's Flare, that's a kill card, it did 3 damage, and that creature dies. Child of the Pack, interesting. Wasn't expecting that with flying. Looks like they're building a wolf deck. Child of the Pack, you can use 4 mana to create a 2/2 green wolf token, and if it gets Nightbound, it goes from a 2/5 creature to a 5/5, which can create those tokens, but does give everything of theirs +1/+0, so they hit harder, and trample. Trample means if it does more damage than is needed to kill a creature, the carry on goes to me. Here's the thing. Tear asunder with a kicker. If I don't play with a kicker, exile target artifact or enchantment, and if it's exiled, it can't be brought back. With a kicker, I can use any non-land permanent. Goodbye. That's another artifact. When an experimental synthesizer enters or leaves the battlefield, exile the top card of your library until the end. Until the end of turn, you may play that card. If you don't, it's lost. For 2 colorless or 2 anything, and a red mana specifically, sacrifice it and create a 2/2 white samurai token with vigilance. I'm going to bring him out. Now this is not a creature.
Bring order to this broken world.
This is a planeswalker. Sorin the Mirthless. I can add a counter to him. He's got 4 at the moment. Look at that top card of my library, and I can pay life to bring it into my hand, or just leave it on there. I can take 2 counters off of him and create a 2/3 black vampire creature with lifelink, or if I get him to 7, I can use those 7 or more to deal 13 damage to something. Right now, I'm going to look at the library. And I will decline paying that because it's expensive. It's either favor 6 mana, I think 6. But I like the fact that's coming up. Why didn't I use the create a creature?
A fair trade.
Because that would drop him to. It would have dropped him to 4, and that's very dangerous when you're playing against a red, especially. Red tends to do damage, as you saw with Kami's Flare. Right. Here I've got a bit of a challenge. I've got various things I can do. Firstly, I can kill it. Not very powerful though, but it could easily end up taking him out. I can bring this out, my Hoarding Recluse, which can block anything flying. So can this. That can't block a flyer. Doesn't have reach. And kill it. We'll bring that out. And again, I'll pump that up. For life, I will reveal it and take it into my hand for next time.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
I'll send him in because if he blocks him, that creature dies. Arlinn Paxhope. And it's night time, so I'm not too worried about that right now. She didn't turn it into a 5/5 werewolf, so that can't attack. Alright, that's dead. And so is that. Ooh, that was painful. I'll get rid of that. It only puts you to the bottom of your library. Not really much of a thing. Now he's attacking there.
How dare you disrespect me?
Right. He thinks he's going to come in and kill that. He's actually not. Because I can't boost it to a level where it won't be killed. I can put reach on there, but she's dangerous. What I want to do right now is get rid of her.
Civilization encroaches further.
And I'm satisfied with letting him die because I have a replacement
Wallow
here.
in darkness, then. You will serve me well.
I'm still concerned about the 2 cards in his hand. Drawing a card to get 3. Sacrifice the land to do that. Alright, he killed that. I'm down to 14, same as him. Jungle Hollow is land which comes in tapped but gives me a life to begin with. I want to wait on that one, so I'll bring you out. Now, I can only bring you out with a reduction there. That means the funny little one there at the end is known as Phyrexian Mana. I can pay it with 2 life instead of the usual cost, which is what I've done. But then it reduces the amount it's completed, is what the thing's called. But then it reduces the amount of things it's got on it by 2. But that's a risk I've got to take. I want rid of you. That turns that into a treasure token.
Better stone than flesh.
I still might be able to kill Vraska, which is not pleasing me, but I got to work with what I've got right now. No, he's not sure he likes what he sees, so he's pausing. Think it through. Does he have a damage card? That's the question right now. He's drawing another card. Get it to 4. Trying to find a damage card to get rid of Vraska. Got a land. And he does have play with fire, so she's dead.
Phyrexia's influence still grows.
I've got another land. So, you, and you. Bring that out. I'm not going to sacrifice anything because I could have destroyed a permanent. I could have destroyed that actually. Might have been worth it for that, but I'm not too worried. And instead of gaining mana from this, I'm going to tap that in another 2. Put 2 +1/+1s on there. Making it a 5/5. That's a potential issue. Except it's not anymore, is it? I don't have to bring her in completed this time. I can bring her in with a full 6.
My will cannot be broken.
The one thing I forgot there is that's got a ward 1. Oh! I had 7. That's right. So I can do that. Ward 1. I've got 1 mana left. Auto pay.
Stay.
I mentioned previously about treasure tokens, which they are now. You can sacrifice them, get a single mana of any colour. He's got plenty of mana, so I'm not worried about him having extra. No, he's on a 1-turn clock at the moment. That delays it by 1 extra turn. And he resigns. So that one, my friends, we call a win. And that puts that from 5 to 6, which is my minimum out of 10, 60% for being willing to try it on ladder. Next up, Artifracture. That's got 6 wins out of 9. It can play really well, and if it doesn't hit the right stuff, it can play really badly. You see, when I get wins, I'm also building up through the Mastery Pass, and you can get 15 bonus bits of XP and cards and things per turn. That's why you don't necessarily have to pay a lot to build up your collection, because you can do it through playing, as long as you play a decent amount. Now, I'm not playing like a pro. I'm not, the pros really put hours and hours and hours into playing. Generally paper-based, I prefer that to this. Alright, Artifracture. The point of this is token and artifact creation and destruction. Now, I use tokens as well. And artifacts, some of them are tokens. You'll see if it works out, and if it doesn't, you'll see that too. Right, I've got black and red. I've got one of my artifacts, an artifact creature, counts both an artifact and a creature. A human samurai. Beginning of your end step, return that to your hand, if it still exists. Alright, that's a kill card that also it's a battle. I can then attack it instead of the opponent to bring this out. Soul transfers a kill card or a resurrection card, and these are nice forges. It's basically fast damage, but sooner or later becomes useless. Plain black and white by the look of it. He's on pause already. I don't know what works out the number of... Got Giada, alright. I'm not sure what works out the number of timeouts you've got. We've got 0 at the start of this game. Alright, so we're going to kill Gaida with a battle. When a battle comes into play, you get the first effect. If you hit it for enough damage, you then get the second effect. So the first effect is when it comes into battle, player sacrifice a creature or planeswalker and lose a life. Alright, I need land. In the meantime, I'm not attacking him, I'm attacking that. Gains a life and draws a card from that. Okay. That's decent. Get one of the forges out. These forges create temporary creatures which increase in power each turn. They are temporary, they're destroyed at the end. They're just tokens that create for that turn. Angel of Vitality. I wonder what he's going to do. This is a life gain deck he's got. Generally, they're not necessarily viewed as all that as particularly great, but I don't know what his plan is with it. I'm going to bring another forge out. And I'll bring you as well. Right, you're going in for that one. You're going in there. And in case he blocks that, you're also going in there. So that we definitely flip that over to the creature. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter for permanent was put into a graveyard. I wish you could sort the order in which it does things though. Steel setup for 3/3. That's going to probably gain vigilance. Oh, it's gaining lifelink. Fair enough. Right. Now, in this case, that doesn't. I probably shouldn't have used them since this needs things to go into graveyard, and this is exile. I'll use this. Bring this out as well. Right, you two, he's got nothing to block with, so that you two go there. You two go there. Off we go. You ever play Magic and you get a battle? Make sure when it flips you click on the battle and not on cancel by accident. Right, at this point, I'm bringing you out. You're discarding a card. Not that useful, but it's there. I'm getting rid of you. That's a little bit of a problem. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand. But this is a help. The only thing I wish I had that I don't right now that I don't is Oni Cult Altar or something like that, which sacrifices artifacts. These I'm not attacking with because I'm going to do 2 damage at the end. These I am. You can also go in. Do as much damage as I can. Good. Very good. Well, why are you doing it that way? He does get them back, but he's got to cast them again. Can't cast that. Gonna get 4 life back here. That's unfortunate. That would have been very helpful. Take it. Brings me to 5. You to 11. You come out. You come out. See that good game announcement? Because he's not going to stop all this. It's up to him to resign or let this happen. Whatever he's going to do, and he's going to let it happen. There you go. Another victory. Put that at 10. With 7, that's a 70%er. So, that one worked fine. I have 2 others. Orcs that I haven't got to 10 yet. Orcs, and It's a Kind of Magic. I'll play Orcs. That one's a bit more dodgy, as you can see. It's had 5 wins out of 9. Might make it onto the ladder. Might make it just a 50-50. In which case, it won't be on ladder. Waiting for an opponent. The Orcs deck is one that uses a new, well, a returning ability that I'd never seen before called a Mass. You'll probably see it in action. can be useful. Also be a dead loss. Again, I've got the Claim the Precious, which tempts. I've got Dunlane Crebain, which amasses orcs when it comes into play. And I've also got Mouth of Sauron. Mouth of Sauron's entered the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. Then amass X, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in that player's graveyard. And we've got the land here. I don't have anything to do before turn 3. Bring that out first, so I've got blue mana on the board if I need it. That one comes in tap but gives me a life, as I said. Now when that dies, it can come back. Only if they control a legendary creature. There's a Nazgul. I don't like them. They're dangerous. I'm gonna get rid of you. He's bringing it back, which also builds up the tempt. He draws a card and discards a card, but because he's tempt level 2. But also that can't be blocked by anything with higher than 1. New Nazgul coming in. I'm going to bring the battle out this time and take the Nazgul down. Or on the Necromancer, I don't like him. We're going to claim the Precious on him. We're taking all the damage at the moment. This is not going well, to be honest. March from the Black Gate, which is to amass orcs. Now that's doing massive amounts of damage each time. Bring out the Crebain. New Nazgul coming out. Swap and swap. Bring out Sauron. Mouth of Sauron at least. Mill some cards. Get a 3/3. Got another bloody Nazgul coming out. Far from ideal. This one is going to be a loss at this point. I can see it already. It's already likely to be, but now it can't not be. If I block them, they both die. Unless I get a kill, I've absolutely lost this one. Yeah. Anyone gets through, I'm dead, so that's a gigi. Good game. And that goes to 10, 5 out of 10. 50% is not good enough, but it works standard. Good game. Concede. Now I got a pack from winning things by finishing the daily quest. Get 30 rather, black and white cards cast. New Lord of the Rings pack. Now Ent's Fury, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. Power is 4 or greater. So you don't get to do that if it's less than 4. Then that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn and fights target creature you don't control. That's a kill card that boosts you, that's also a combat trick. Casting to the Fire is an instant choose 1. Casting the Fire deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Pretty weak. I mean, it can be a finisher and it can take out some tokens, some weak creatures, etc. Some utility creatures, some first turn creatures. Or exile target artifact. Not unusable, but it's not great. Elvish Farsight, or I don't think it is. Elven Farsight, scry 3. Then you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, draw a card. Okay. You've got Mordor Trebuchet, a defender, which they used to be known as walls. Basically, they can't attack. Whenever you attack with one or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of... So basically, your orcish army is attacking and they're throwing rocks at the enemy as well. Build a Pony, Legendary Horse. When Build a Pony enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. Sacrifice food token until end of turn. Target creature you gain times combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. There are things that are built around that. I mean, for instance, I could use that sacrifice to make that do 4 damage instead of 1. The Bath Song. As this saga enters, after you draw your step, add a lore counter. So each draw step once each turn. Rounds 1 and 2, so when it comes in and then the second round, draw 2 cards and discard a card. That's a form of loot that's actually more productive than loss. And round 3, shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into the library and add 2 mana. 2 blue mana. That's not bad. I think there's better things to do. It's not something I'd probably use, but I bet Master Player would probably use it a lot better at least. This is Samwise, which you saw before. Alright, so that's what I got for completing that daily. And I could have lost every game and still done that daily. That is something worth thinking about, I guess. Now, I could go up to 15 wins in the day, continue getting things. Up to 10, you tend to get some Mastery XP for your Mastery Pass. Or basically Battle Pass. And a card. After 10, for 11 to 15, you just get a card. And every week you also have up to 15 wins that you get 250 experience for each one. So run you through your Mastery Pass a lot faster. Now, if you don't pay anything, you just get to the top line of the Mastery Pass, which as you see has a lot less on it, and ends a lot sooner. If you use some gems, about 4,500, 3,500, you can either get the second line too, and that has more on it, and goes, in this case, all the way to 80. And if you go beyond 80 wins, 80 steps, excuse me, with, I think it's 1,000 points per step. Each additional one is an extra card, an uncommon card reward. Not that useful, but it's something. So there's that. And I'm almost one more win at the Mordor Muster card style. Some of these, if you own them, they basically change the look of a particular card. Just a cosmetic thing there. Alright, I'm going to end it there and see if any of you are interested in any further games. I'll see you around.